Night over the desert. The night slowly descends over the desert, like a velvet cloak concealing millions of years of history. The sand is cold, yet it feels alive. Each grain holds memories of sunny days, winds that once carried seeds across distant horizons, and rare rains that came from afar. And among this silence rise the pyramids, majestic, unmoving, like sentinels of time. At first glance, they seem to be mere stone constructions built by human hands. But there is something in their proportions, in the precision of their angles and perfectly measured lines, that makes one wonder. Could such things have been built without knowledge that supposedly appeared much later? Modern science dates the Great Pyramid of Giza to around 2500 BCE, during Pharaoh Khufu's reign. Yet geological studies challenge this chronology. The stone blocks show signs of extreme weathering impossible to explain by the desert rains of the last 4,000 years. Some researchers suggest that the stone erosion occurred under the influence of intense rainfall and water flows, indicating a completely different climate, one far wetter and more unpredictable than present-day Egypt. Immersed in these thoughts, one cannot ignore the worldwide geodetic grid hypothesis. This theory suggests that many ancient structures around the Earth are positioned as if someone calculated their coordinates on an invisible global grid. The pyramids of Egypt, the Nazca lines in South America, the megaliths of Europe, all seem to follow a pattern that is hardly coincidental. And then a question arises, one that captivates the mind. If this knowledge truly existed, where did it come from? Perhaps it was left by a civilization forgotten by time, existing long before Egypt, Sumer, or Mesopotamian cities. Perhaps people of that era possessed technology that we are only beginning to understand. The wind carries the sounds of the desert. It seems as if the pyramids themselves whisper, remembering ages that no longer exist, not only about construction but also about knowledge of the cosmos, the movement of planets, and the human connection to celestial bodies. The magnificent chambers and tunnels inside the pyramids are not merely tombs. They resemble astronomical instruments, reflecting the movement of the sun, moon, and stars at specific times of the year. Some researchers note that the Great Pyramid may have served as an energy resonator, capturing the Earth's natural vibrations. Such ideas sound mystical, yet experimental evidence shows that the hollow chambers inside the pyramids create unusual acoustic effects, resonating at frequencies capable of influencing human perception and even water. Standing among these stone giants in the silent desert, one suddenly senses, you are not alone. Millions of years of history are concentrated here, and every block is like a page in a grand book. Questions about who, when, and why built these structures no longer seem simple. It feels as if we are only at the threshold of understanding something grand, hidden beneath layers of sand and time. The night deepens, and the stars above appear brighter, as if reflecting the intentions of the ancient builders, showing that all lines and angles are not accidental, but part of a unified design. Here, every stone has its place. Every cavity and corridor is part of immense knowledge that humanity is only beginning to comprehend. Standing among the pyramids, one realizes that their secrets are not merely historical, they are universal. The more we study them, the clearer it becomes. To understand the pyramids, one must combine archaeology, geology, astronomy, and ancient myths. Only then can we approach the understanding of what these monuments conceal, standing here for millions of years, waiting for humanity to be ready to hear their story. Stones of time and forgotten civilizations. With the sunrise, the desert seems to awaken, slowly illuminated by the first rays of the sun. The sand dunes turn golden, and the shadows of the pyramids lengthen, forming mysterious shapes, as if ancient guardians were stretching their hands toward the horizon. Standing among these grand monuments, it is impossible not to wonder, how could thousands of tons of stone be moved without modern technology? Modern researchers put forward various hypotheses. One suggests the incredible coordination of thousands of people using simple tools. Another proposes that the blocks were processed and moved with the help of water and sliding wooden structures. But when you look at the traces of erosion, the thin cracks and indentations in the stones, it seems that we are witnessing not just human labor, but technology lost to the modern world. The Great Gallery and the hidden corridors leading into the unknown are especially impressive. The stone slabs are perfectly fitted together, as if someone knew the exact formulas of friction and pressure. Some scientists point out that the blocks inside the pyramid show almost no visible tool marks, as if they were created and fitted into place using methods unknown to us today. But science is only part of the mystery. The mystical aspect emerges when we examine the geological features of the site on which the pyramids stand. The base of the Great Pyramid sits on a limestone plate millions of years old. Some geologists believe that this plate itself may have been an ancient seabed. If this is true, then the pyramids stand on a foundation that retains memories of times when Egypt was covered by water. Moreover, the traces of water erosion on the exterior walls of the pyramids raise questions. According to the official version, Egypt has been a dry desert since ancient times, and heavy rains rarely fell here. But the stone blocks suggest otherwise. They bear deep traces of water action, as if streams of rain fell on them for thousands of years. This opens the possibility that the pyramids were constructed during an era when the climate was entirely different, wet, stormy, subject to cataclysms long erased from human memory. And here arises a question that captivates the imagination. If the knowledge of construction and layout of the pyramids goes back to far more ancient times, who left this knowledge? Archaeologists and historians put forward bold assumptions about a forgotten civilization, possibly more advanced than Egypt, Sumer, or ancient Mesopotamian peoples. Its traces may have been erased by time, with knowledge preserved only in symbols, stones, and myths. Many myths point to this. The legends of Atlantis, stories of great sages traveling the world, the ancient texts of Enoch, all hint at civilizations possessing knowledge of the cosmos, geometry, and energy, which we are only beginning to comprehend. In this context, the Great Pyramid becomes not merely a pharaoh's tomb, but a kind of book encrypted in stone, ready to reveal itself only to those who can read the language of ancient geometry and astronomy. The wind carries whispers of history. It seems that the pyramids speak. Their knowledge is a bridge between the past and the future, between man and the universe, between the earth and the stars. Stars and the laws of eternity. As night descends once again over the desert, the stars above Gizeh seem closer than ever. They do not merely twinkle. They conduct an ancient dialogue with the stones that have stood here for thousands of years. The Great Pyramid, the Sphinx, the smaller pyramids, and hidden temples were all built as if obeying a single cosmic order. Astronomers and archaeologists have long noticed that the Great Pyramid is aligned almost perfectly with the cardinal points. Its sides point precisely to north, south, east, and west. The deviation in modern measurements is only a fraction of a degree. Yet if one looks deeper, an even more astonishing fact emerges. The internal chambers and corridors align with specific constellations. For example, the corridor of the king's chamber points toward the star Sirius, while the lower corridor aligns with Orion. This celestial alignment is no coincidence. In ancient cultures, Orion was associated with gods and wisdom, while Sirius represented the cycles of water and fertility. Every line, corridor, and niche is not mere architecture. It is an astronomical calendar encoded in stone, marking vital cycles of the planet, stars, and even time itself. Some researchers take it further, noting that the proportions of the Great Pyramid contain mathematical enigmas. Its height and the perimeter of the base approximate the number pi. The internal dimensions and angles reflect knowledge of the golden ratio, a proportion found throughout the natural and man-made world. Could it be that the pyramid builders possessed knowledge humanity has since lost by thousands of years? But the pyramid's connection to the stars extends beyond Egypt. The Nazca Lines in South America, Stonehenge in Britain, megalithic sites worldwide, all point toward constellations, the sun, and lunar cycles. Some theories suggest that ancient civilizations were part of a single global network of knowledge, passed down through generations, across seas and deserts, mountains, and plains. And then arises the question, what if the Great Pyramid is not a solitary point? What if it is a node in this ancient global map, connecting continents, epochs, and cultures? Perhaps the knowledge we now call myths was actually a system of codes, left for future generations to understand the cycles of the Earth and the cosmos. In this context, the desert becomes intensely silent. It feels as though even the wind listens as we try to decipher these signs. Suddenly, one realizes the pyramids are not merely architectural achievements. They are machines of knowledge, immortal and unchanging, as long as someone is ready to read their language. Yet mysteries remain that modern scientific instruments have yet to uncover. Inside the pyramids are voids whose purpose is still unknown. Recent scanning methods revealed hidden chambers and empty spaces never mentioned in any ancient text. Why were they built? Perhaps to hold energy resonance, linking the Earth to the heavens. Some researchers argue that the Great Pyramid may function as a resonator of planetary frequencies. The void chambers create acoustic effects that, under certain conditions, amplify vibrations transmitted through the ground. Could this have been a deliberate attempt by ancient civilizations to hear or communicate with the planet, or a method of storing knowledge through vibration? In this light, the pyramids cease to be merely stone structures. They become symbols of cosmic knowledge, uniting geology, astronomy, mathematics, and mysticism. Each face reflects not only sunlight, but also the cycles of time, energy, and planetary motion. Standing at their base, one realizes, we are not seeing history alone, but a map of the universe, recorded in stone millions of years ago. As night falls and the desert sleeps beneath the glittering stars, one feels that the pyramids live in their own rhythm, their own time. Their mysteries are not revealed quickly. They must be felt, observed, and heard. Within every stone, line, and proportion lies a code of knowledge that humanity is only beginning to comprehend. And then it becomes clear, when we study the pyramids, we are not merely studying the history of Egypt. We are studying the history of the Earth, of humanity, and possibly of the cosmos itself. Stone resonance and the mystery of energy. The Egyptian desert has sunk into a soft twilight. The wind whispers quietly through the sand dunes, as if conveying ancient messages. The stones of the pyramids glisten in the faint moonlight, and each face reflects this light according to laws unknown to modern understanding. Here, among these colossal structures, it is impossible not to sense the presence of something greater than mere architecture. Modern research shows that pyramids not only impress with their precision, but also possess unique energetic properties. Measurements indicate that certain internal chambers create special resonance zones, where sound waves are amplified many times. In these zones, sound can alter the physical properties of objects. Water vibrates in a specific way, and air particles begin to move differently. This opens the door to hypotheses. Perhaps the ancient builders knew how to channel the Earth's energy through architecture. The hollow chambers and tunnels may have been intentionally designed to form a system of energy transfer, connecting the pyramid with the planet's geological structures. Some scientists suggest that in these chambers unusual phenomena could be observed related to electric and magnetic fields, which modern science still cannot fully explain. Yet there is also a mystical aspect. Ancient texts describe rituals involving stones and light, where the precise positioning of participants, sound vibrations, and sunlight created a sense of consciousness transformation. Perhaps pyramids were constructed not only for physical purposes, but also for psychoenergetic work, enhancing human perception and connecting with natural and cosmic rhythms. Consider the Grand Gallery. Its length, slope, and proportions generate resonant frequencies that amplify certain sounds. Some researchers have even caused water resonance in specific chambers, observing it vibrate in the rhythm of the ancient structures. This is not magic, but natural physics mastered by humans millennia ago. Meanwhile, attention is drawn to the choice of stone. The Great Pyramid is built from limestone and granite, with some blocks weighing tens of tons. Yet their processing is so precise that the joints are nearly seamless. Some scientists propose that the ancients may have used techniques to alter the density and structure of stone, making it easier to move and set in place. This knowledge seems lost in history, with the pyramids as the only evidence of its existence. Moreover, the pyramids demonstrate geometric precision that extends beyond Earth. Their lines follow mathematical laws reflecting geodesic and astronomical patterns. They appear to have been designed to connect Earth and the cosmos in one architectural work. Stones placed at specific angles can amplify light and sound at intersections, a kind of ancient energy resonator, still studied by modern scientists. The mystical aspect also manifests in how humans experience space within the pyramids. Experiments show that being in certain chambers induces deep relaxation, a sense of unity with the surrounding world, and even altered perception of time. It is possible that the ancient builders knew how to tune human consciousness to a special frequency, using architecture, vibrations, and light. Thus, it becomes clear, pyramids are not mere monuments or tombs. They are repositories of knowledge and energy, uniting the physical, mental, and cosmic levels. Their voids, corridors, angles, and stones operate as a single system, channeling energy, generating resonance, and allowing humans to interact with the world in ways we are only beginning to understand. Yet the mystery deepens when looking at pyramids on a global scale. Lines and proportions repeated in other megaliths around the world seem to confirm a hypothesis. Ancient civilizations possessed knowledge enabling them to create planetary energy nodes. These nodes linked architecture, geology, astronomy, and mysticism into a unified system we are only beginning to comprehend. As night deepens, the desert seems to come alive. The stones whisper about times when humans were part of this system, when knowledge of vibration, energy, and sound was available to those ready to use it. The Great Pyramid and its companions continue to live as a giant resonator of history, energy, and consciousness, waiting for humanity to listen to their voice. Pyramids and the memory of the earth. The desert at dawn seems especially silent, yet within this stillness, one can sense something more than just the wind. It feels as if the earth itself holds memory, and the pyramids are the keys to its ancient history. Every stone face, every tunnel, every niche appears as a record of events that occurred long before human civilizations emerged. Some scientists put forward bold hypotheses. The pyramids may be connected to global catastrophes that occurred on the planet millions of years ago. Traces of extreme weathering, unusual stone formations, and geological faults around the pyramids all suggest that the Earth experienced powerful natural upheavals. Perhaps the Great Pyramid and other ancient structures were created as repositories of knowledge, intended to preserve the memory of cataclysms, climatic cycles, and dangers threatening life. Comparisons with other ancient monuments worldwide reveal astonishing coincidences. The Nazca Lines in South America, Stonehenge in Europe, and megaliths in Asia all are positioned to create incredibly precise maps of the Earth, with coordinates corresponding to major geological and astronomical points. Could it be mere chance that the pyramids of Egypt, Mexico, and Cambodia reflect the same patterns, as if ancient builders possessed global knowledge now lost to us? Ancient maps found in various parts of the world add even more mystery. Some depict coastlines and continents that modern science believes were submerged millions of years ago. Perhaps this knowledge was passed down through generations by vanished civilizations who could observe and record planetary changes with incredible accuracy. And the pyramids, scattered across the Earth, are part of this planetary memory system, each structure a marker, a reminder of the past. The mystical aspect grows when examining the legends of ancient peoples. Tales of Atlantis, stories of great sages traveling the world, and ancient Sumerian chronicles all hint at civilizations possessing knowledge of Earth and the cosmos that has since been lost. Perhaps pyramids were built not only for life and death, but also to preserve this knowledge, so future generations could reconnect with lost wisdom. Inside the pyramids, the stones seem to vibrate in response to pressure, temperature, and even sound waves. Modern experiments demonstrate that resonance chambers can amplify acoustic waves, concentrate energy, and even influence the structure of water. Perhaps ancient builders understood the nature of energy and vibration, designing structures to work with these forces, producing effects we now perceive as mystical. From a global perspective, the placement of pyramids and megaliths forms an extraordinary network. Their layout corresponds to astronomical patterns, as well as points of energy convergence on Earth, linking continents and civilizations through space and time. The pyramids appear to be central nodes in this worldwide network, holding knowledge of planetary cycles and celestial patterns. It becomes clear, pyramids are not just architectural marvels or historical monuments. They are a system of knowledge about the Earth and its cycles, created by a civilization whose technologies and wisdom were lost. They preserve information about the past, warn of potential dangers, and offer a key to understanding the patterns of the planet and the cosmos. As night once again falls, the desert seems to come alive. The stones whisper of events long before humans appeared. Floods, climate shifts, continental movements, the disappearance of entire civilizations. The pyramids remain silent witnesses to these cataclysms, but for those ready to listen, they speak in the language of energy, sound, and light. It becomes evident, studying the pyramids is not merely studying Egypt's history. It is an attempt to decode the Earth itself, uncover the mysteries of lost civilizations, and understand how humanity can reconnect with forgotten knowledge. The pyramids stand as beacons, illuminating a path to understanding, reminding us that the memory of the planet is eternal and knowledge is limitless. Pyramids as the key to eternity. Night has fallen over the Giza Desert, and darkness seems to embrace the stone giants. The stars above shine brightly, creating an invisible connection between the sky and the earth. The Great Pyramid stands as a silent witness to epochs we are only beginning to understand. It is not just stone. It is a key to knowledge, encoded through the ages, waiting for those ready to listen. Connecting everything we have learned in the previous parts, a complete picture emerges. The pyramids are a system of multi-layered knowledge, uniting geology, astronomy, energy, acoustics, and mythology. Their precise proportions, orientation to the cardinal points, and the layout of chambers and corridors create a complex network of information, designed to understand the cycles of Earth and the cosmos. From a geological perspective, the pyramids stand on a foundation that retains memories of ancient catastrophes, climate changes, and continental shifts. Stones showing extreme erosion and watermarks bear witness to times when Egypt was a wetland, exposed to storms and floods. In this sense, the pyramids are repositories of the planet's memory, transmitting information about natural disasters and global transformations. On the energetic level, the hollow chambers and corridors form resonant zones that amplify sound and vibrations. Perhaps the ancient builders understood Earth's vibrational properties, creating structures capable of accumulating and transmitting energy. Some scientists suggest that these chambers may influence electromagnetic and acoustic fields, phenomena modern science is only beginning to explore. Astronomically, the pyramids' alignment is astonishing. Their orientation towards stars and constellations, the precision of lines relative to the cardinal points, and correspondence with the sun and moon cycles form a sophisticated calendar and navigation system. The pyramids were not only monuments, but instruments for observing the cosmos and recording its patterns on Earth. The mystical dimension complements the scientific perspective. Pyramids create a sense of unity between humans and the universe, enhancing perception and opening access to hidden knowledge. Ancient texts describe rituals where sunlight, sound, and space within the pyramids activated altered states of consciousness. Perhaps these practices were designed to connect humans with the energy of Earth and the cosmos, giving access to information lost to modern humanity. Yet Egypt is not alone in this. Global nodes, the Nazca Lines, European and Asian megaliths, form a worldwide network of knowledge, linking civilizations across time and space. These monuments, like parts of a single mechanism, record planetary and celestial cycles, transmit information, and create a unified understanding of natural laws. The pyramids appear as central hubs in this global network, and only now are we beginning to understand their role. As night deepens, the desert seems to awaken. The stones whisper of times when humans were part of this system, when knowledge of vibration, energy, and sound was accessible to those prepared to use it. The Great Pyramid and its companions live as a giant resonator of history, energy, and consciousness, waiting for humanity to hear them. It becomes clear, studying the pyramids is not merely studying monuments. It is an attempt to understand the structure of the universe, the cycles of Earth, the energy of the cosmos, and the role of humanity within this grand design. The pyramids are a code, a machine of time and knowledge, a resonator of planetary memory, symbolizing the eternal connection between humans, Earth, and the cosmos. As the first rays of dawn break over the desert, the pyramids continue to stand as eternal beacons of knowledge, bridging past, present, and future. They remind us, humanity may lose its way, but the knowledge of Earth, the cosmos, and life itself always awaits those ready to find it.